So you may have seen that we have a new blower and we're going to try something out nobody's done before, but we had a couple complications. We're waiting on one little missing piece, and guess what? It just came in the mail. So we got our custom lower base plate for the blower, and it's time to get to work. So there's a couple different changes going on here with the new Gen 6 3-liter blower. Not sure if this will go into production or not. We're just trying to see what kind of gains we can get out of this thing. It's a little bit of a prototype test. I'm going to go over everything here as we get the car torn back apart. I'll try and do a little time lapse here. As you can see, we got our new blower. That is going to get a little bit of a change. Some of the same old hardware, the same install. It looks the same, but it's not. So I'm going to get into this, and hopefully here in 16 days when we get to my nationals, we're gonna make some steam, and not steam with water. We are done with water doing that. I'm done with that. So yeah, let me set up a tripod like a YouTuber, and let's see what we can get going. All right, let's go. We're just like looking at like before. Oh shit. Try taking a video. I'm in the middle of the video. My bad. My bad. That's okay then. You gotta watch when we talk now. You know. Hi, Dan. Yeah, there we are. That's Josh Crancy. So one of the big things we're seeing here is the discharge port of the blower. You see all this material? It doesn't exist over here. It's gone. So there is a difference in the rotor pack inside of these. I'm not sure what. I was told that for the Gen 6, we're going to try out an S650 rotor pack versus the Gen 5 rotor pack. I don't know. So you can definitely see the difference between these two. And we'll get that mated up with the new lower and the intercooler. And I don't know. All right. So after you see the time lapse here, we got the blower torn apart. We're going to go over a couple things here. So here is a stock modded intercooler core that through J2 Fab had originally gone through, and we go to 1-inch lines and upgrade all the things on the car. So everything from the trunk all the way back up to the motor is all 1-inch. These are good, but they're getting old. They get a lot of calcium buildup. You can see it's kind of white down in there. You get some calcium built up in the pores, and obviously things don't flow. I have soaked this thing in CLR. I've run Simple Green through it. I've put boiling hot water through it. I've tried everything. It'll flow one way decently, the other way acts like a check valve. Something's wrong. So we've had this in the car, but we got a hold of Justin at VMP Performance. This is the new upgraded core from VMP. As you can see, it comes with the 1-inch fittings already in it, but comparatively, side by side, you'll notice that the cores here are actually longer with more spacing between it. And the body of it is actually a little bit bigger. So we've got more volume of water going through it. And this is not like the one you get from VMP. This is a different one. This is, there you go. This is water in. This one is actually a high CFM. So if you kind of compare the amount of rows that are in here, right? The rows are tighter in the typical one from VMP. With this blower setup, we run an average of 29 to 33 pounds of boost. We're trying to see how much airflow we can get away with. So how fast can airflow through this while efficiently still cooling the motor down? So far, I haven't seen anything with a 10 pounds of ice in the trunk. Stays around like 115 degrees on a pass. With the tighter cores, we would stay like 105. And so if we can gain more CFMs, which would equal more power, and keep the temps down, we're gonna be good. So, one of the big things we have here is this is the blower I just took off the car. In a jam at FO2K, we used a lot of Honda Bond, and it was a bit of a struggle to get this thing apart, but we'll get some new gaskets this time around. Big changes are coming here though, because this came in the mail today, which is our new Gen 6 base plate. I haven't opened it yet, so we ran into an issue with the fitment of the VMP core. So I got a hold of Whipple, we made some changes, and this one is made to work with an OEM core and the VMP core, utilizing the most amount of surface area we can get. I haven't seen this thing yet, but that's all sorts of billet goodness. I was hoping Bondo Bird sent me a love note, but so let's check out some major differences here. First, you're gonna see this is way taller. So if we compare this to a stock Gen 5 base plate, you can see the difference in the height of the risers, right? And the idea here is we're gonna get the blower up off of the top of the intercooler and give it more air to discharge. You can see here through that side to this side, just the height difference. So this is gonna lift the blower up probably like 3/4 of an inch off the top of the intake manifold, which might mean some ZR1 modifications to the hood. Not sure yet, but we haven't even tried to fit this up yet. This thing is sick. So the idea here is let's see, up front, if we compare this base plate, you can see the witness mark here where the original sealant for the VMP core, you had this much area that's hanging over the intercooler here. You can kind of see the witness line. So you had airflow not hitting this intercooler, shoving it out this way. So the idea was, we're gonna make it even bigger. We're gonna open it up, create this different sealant, and if everything works right, this should sit. Oh yeah. So now, this bevel, we're coming down straight into the intercooler, gaining another 3/4 of an inch, as well as a massive amount. So let's look like the height here from the intercooler to the base of the blower when it's sitting there. If we compare that with a Gen 5 base plate, you can see that we're overhanging the intercooler and how much shorter of an air in it. So the air coming out of the blower, out of this discharge over here, is being forced like straight down. And we're trying to give it more time for the air to get out and distribute across the intercooler, which hopefully will not only net more efficient power, but cooler power. So this is where we're at. The problem that we ran into on the fitment with the other core, which is already on this floor, so we got to take this apart, was the fact that we had actually made the intercooler discharge the same idea of fitting it, but if you make it fit this one, it's actually shorter. So the plate that's on that blower is only this long and it needed to be this long. Not a big deal. Whipple was on board. They said, yep, let's make a fix. We'll get this out. It's been 5 days. I mean, this is sick. This is where the partnership of being on Team Whipple is just awesome, because we've got mod nats in 16 days. We're trying to go testing Saturday, and we're gonna do some new stuff here that's never been done. Maybe even cut up O3 Cobra hood. So let's get a time lapse started again, and we'll get into the next part. Ta-da! We are at Coonley. Brown boys are here.
With the trailer park Mustang. Trailer park.
Garage car. So, voila. There's a Gen 6 3.0. We've got the new upgraded billet lower that you can barely see down in there. We had to cut out the majority of the hood to get it to fit. Already had some damage here, but with a K-member spacer, it'd be good. It'd be good with K-member spacer on a stock hood with the bracing cut out. Jace, my man, is helping me out today. He's not very camera shy, huh? So, it is is Wednesday night. We're gonna shake this thing down. We got 8 days. What? I know we got gas in it. So we've got 8 days till we go to Montnats, and we'll get some footage of this thing and shake it down and see how things go. Let's give it a shot. What'd you say?
It's a nice night.
Yeah, look at that. It's beautiful.
Golden hour of Ohio.
Magic hour, baby. Golden hour, this PB's. So you're gonna stay in it if you feel it?
I mean, if it, yeah, why not? I'll tell you no, but I will.
What are you running for air pressure? What?
Gauge says 12 and a half.
Okay, good enough.
Actually 15.
Streetcar.
Yeah.
So it's magic hour. Track's still hot. Sun's just going down. The air is perfect. What we do.
Sending you down, and then about 7 o'clock, an hour from now.
Here we go.
An hour from now.
Be safe.
We'll shut it down. We'll roll out what we have.
It doesn't matter, either lane. Wait a second, wait. Window up. Okay, so we're about to make our second pass. About an hour later.
We had to do a little bit more prep, so he's turned the 1D table on with a 2-step off, whatever. He's gonna lean pretty good, hopefully. So
It's pretty exciting. Shake and bake. Bake and shake and bake. Can't see me.
hey, boy.
Yes.
We got a tune on it.
something now.
Oh yeah?
136 60 foot.
I like it. I told you, brother. I told you. Yeah. All right, pass number 3. Got a little more timing in it. It's great air. It's ready to make a hit. .42 at 120.
For you to talk under.
Hey, brother.
Hi.
You know what we just did?
What?
We went a 133 to the 60 foot, dude. That's the fastest 60 foot. That's the fastest 60 foot I've ever had. And
What?
then
Tell
we
me.
had a 15-pound coolant spike. So 6 days out before mod mats, and I don't know if we destroyed a block or a head gasket or a head, or I don't know. I was trying to be an adult. You know, you test, you get it ready to go. It's not ready to go. But this new Gen 6 is making some power. I'd say steam, but that's not funny anymore.
Yeah. You ran over steam about 1,000
We
foot.
ran out of steam out, that's when they let out. Yeah, we went 133, 580 to the 8th, 124, 5, almost 125 in the 8th. I had to let out. So right about mid-3rd gear is when the coolant spike hit. So we were right in the middle of the 8th mile. It likes it. It's going to go fast, but we got to figure out what's going on with this coolant issue.